Hey guys, what's going on? So this video is going to be half guide, half progress update. Since the title of the video is going to be something about the guide, I'm going to be doing that first. How to level up heroes fast. This is a question I got a lot actually, so I decided to make a little guide for it. I pre-recorded a little bit of footage going over that, so I'm just going to watch that back and sort of commentate over it. So yeah, as you can see here, I am running Conquest with my Jane, Maria, and Epis. But what's interesting is I'm also running with Cleo. Now my Cleo is a level 40 Cleo, so she doesn't really help much here, but she does help the most in gaining experience. What I do is I put an experience bottle, an empty flask, on my Cleo, and you can see she gets 634,000 experience. My Maria gets 0 because she's too high level for this stuff. This is actually chapter 6 hard conquest, so I'm a little bit surprised she gets 0 experience from that. There are a few other things to consider as well, like whether you should get 3 more entries for 100 rubies. Now I've never done this since I've never been in that much of a rush to level up my heroes. But 600k experience, that is quite something. That is nearly 2 million experience points. Personally, I don't think it's really worth it because you can get experience pretty much everywhere. Now, if we look up here, I do have EXP Booster 1, EXP Booster 2, which is the week-long booster, and then, of course, Hot Time. So I'm stacking all 3 of those to get the maximum amount of experience possible. I'm using a 1-hour loot boost as soon as Hot Time starts, and then I'm doing my conquests. There are a total of 5 hours of Hot Time every day, so hitting at least 1 hour in those 5 hours shouldn't be too much of a problem, I think. Another thing to note as we watch my chapter 5 conquest runs here is that you can see my Cleo does die from time to time, and when that happens there's no need to worry. All you do is hit the pause button and restart the level. You won't lose your entry ticket and you can just try again. Sometimes he doesn't target the Cleo, sometimes he does, but if he does, he one-shots her, so I have to restart that. If I'm having really bad RNG, then sometimes I'll have to restart it a couple times, you know, whatever. That small inconvenience is definitely worth the amount of experience she gives me. And I basically do that for chapter 5, chapter 4, chapter 3, and chapter 2. I even do chapter 2 even though it doesn't give me very much because it doesn't even cost stamina to enter, and it's very, very fast. I have tried Hell Mode Conquest and I cannot do it, so I'm not even bothering for at least a little while. Also, if you're very confident in your team, you can also bring 2 sort of lower levels. For this one, I took out my Maria in place of one of my lower level 60s, so they can also get some experience because Maria gets none. But for the most part, I am just taking 1 low level, level 40, 3-star, with an empty EXP flask to my conquests. That's basically what I'm doing. And then of course you can use those flasks to level up whoever you want. The one problem with this method is that it can get very expensive gold-wise, because getting around 2 million experience just on the first conquest in those first 3 stages equates to filling up around 16 of those largest EXP bottles. And 20 of those cost, I think, 1.3 million gold in Maze Shop. So that definitely is the one problem to this strategy. Of course, any size of bottle does work for this. I just choose the larger ones, so less likely that it's just going to fill up randomly and I don't have any anymore and experience goes to waste. And then assuming you have some time left after your conquest, just go run the hardest stage you can with the rest of the hour. At least try and use the rest of your 1-hour EXP boost, because otherwise you're missing out on a lot of experience there. Alternatively, you can go for a slightly less hard place and bring the farmer with you. In my case, that was the level 40 Cleo. As long as you can consistently clear the stage while having her not die, that would also be a good method, and you can do that whenever you want. One last thing to note is that when you're choosing your farmer, who you're going to give the large EXP flask to, make sure it's someone at least ranged. Someone like a priest like Frey that's in the back would actually be the best, but since I raised my Frey to level 60, she wasn't an option, and Cleo was the next best. And you want them in the back for obvious reasons, so they don't die. So yeah, that about wraps up that strategy. If that's all you came for, you can leave now. I'm going to start with the progress stuff. But if you do happen to have any questions regarding this method, just drop them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them, or someone else from the community can answer them as well. Also, if you thought this video was helpful, you can give it a like. Man, this is so weird doing a mid-video outro, but I can imagine a lot of people are leaving now. So, you know, leave me with a like. I understand you don't want to stick around for the rest. Just, you know, it's all good, man. So anyway, back to live action stuff. This is an amazing stage here, 610 Hell Mode. This is what I've been farming today. Figured out I can actually do it. I was checking out their stats, saw they have very low M defense, most of them, compared to their P defense actually. 50,000 P defense, 12,000 M defense. And I was like, damn, I have a full magic team, that might work. So it did work. And it's awesome because I get experience with everyone, and even these big EXP bottles every now and then, like the biggest ones. Also have some skills to level up here. Wow. Did she go from 62 to 64 while I was auto farming over there? That's freaking awesome. Oh wow, but she has 0% EXP, so she had just leveled up. But anyway, here's my current team. Level 71 Maria, level 66 Epis, level 66 Jane, and level 64 Cassandra. My Maria still wears T6 gear. She is only level 71 after all, and I don't believe I can farm level 70 dragons yet. I will probably eventually swap it out for like this red stuff when I get more, but I'm not really farming chapter 7 at the moment, especially because of this cake event. We can also check out that. How far, or how many have I gotten? 450 so far. It's about what I expected actually, because of course you do get quite a bit more farming on hell mode because it costs 24 stamina per run. But yeah, the event's been up for about 24 hours now, so I don't know. At this pace, I should be able to get everything. I'm very tempted to grab a Stone of Infinity now, because if we go and look in my crafting section, we can see we'll have a Stone of Infinity done in 51 minutes. And with that stone and the stone I could buy, I could get my Maria up to T2. The only problem is I'm kind of split on which skill to get because they all sound pretty good. This one deals more magic damage based on the enemy P defense. So like Claws in Arena, I guess it would do a lot of damage to him because he always has lots of P defense. Actually in Arena, it should do more as a whole because most have P defense. They don't need to be a physical attacker to have a lot of P defense. And then this one just gives everyone 15% attack. I'm not sure what it means by does not stack because I don't assume anything needs to activate for this to happen. It just is a passive buff. Unless it means doesn't stack with the attack up buff, which that would be kind of bad. This one I'm probably not going to go for just because I don't really see the value in it. It does sound like a lot, but you hardly get any mana just passively. You mostly get it by attacking, or I do because I have like mana stuff equipped to her. And then this one I was very much considering getting as well because 40% more attack, you do receive 20% more damage, but a 40% attack boost is quite significant. That would definitely make her more on the glassy side. We can actually take a look at her stats real quick. She is definitely built more like a pure DPS, I guess. We have 80% crit damage over here. Only 49.5 crit, but that's because I have Cassandra, which gives everyone a 70% attack boost on one of her skills, so I'm focusing more on crit damage rather than crit. And the attack speed definitely needs work, but I'm going to be switching out her gear soonish anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Her ultimate weapon here, it's a 1-star ultimate weapon. I think that's like the only ultimate weapon I'm using, and it's freaking 1-star. I'm not complaining, definitely not. It's just kind of weird that I would get 2 Maria ultimate weapons without getting any others. But that's one of the main reasons she's become my bae, so to speak. She's getting all the love, level 71. Her ultimate weapon got a huge boost at level 71, and that was like the main reason I wanted to get her there. Jane obviously fits in this team as it's a full magic team. Cassandra, which I do plan to do a more in-depth review on because I know my first review was just kind of like the beginning and looking at her skills and stuff. She is more for PvP, but I do still find her very useful in PvE as well. Her heal is enough, contrary to what people are saying, but that might be because my tanks wear magic or physical defense and not HP rings. I actually had too much enhanced gear, so I raised this ring as well for when I need her to have more physical defense rather than magic defense, and I just swapped them out as needed. Also, we got this artifact from collecting 1,000 artifact pieces. I think it's actually pretty cool. Especially for like Arena, I can either get off Jane's stun or her second skill, which makes everyone do more damage very, very quickly. And since I maxed out her stun, it goes for 5 seconds now, so that's pretty cool. I also got this artifact, which removes debuffs upon receiving them, which I also kind of wanted to give to Jane because she will be in the front line and has the most chance to get debuffed. But I really wanted to give her this one so I can get off that stun or Mark of Death quickly. And then the Mask of the Lizardmen really helps in some story modes, especially Chapter 6, because there are a lot of Lizardmen here. But those are my units. We have just killed 46,000 monsters. Okay. Tower of Challenge recently reset. We got up to where we stuck last month, so floor 59. We haven't made it to 60 yet, but floor 59 is just crazy. I can't even get close. It's like how I felt when I first tried floor 50 with the freaking Jane and those 2 bastards there. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I was able to complete the first stage of chapter 7, well, the first 3 actually, and then I kind of gave up on stage 4 because I think that was pretty hard. The main reason to try and do this was so I can start getting tier 7 gear out of the 10+1s because I'm preparing to do something special that I kind of want to save for a future video. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, since I can only get up to blue gear here, I don't really find the value in farming it, even though it is T7. Even being T7, I think my Maria is better off having T6 well upgraded legendary gear with decent subs, I would say. Crit's a little bit low, but everything else is pretty good there, I think. I probably actually wouldn't consider anything less than red gear, because with red gear, you do get a set bonus. Some set bonuses I would be very interested in, like attack percent. I think you can get that from chapter 6, but only tier 6. Tower of Ordeals, I'm pretty sure I already already beat floor 19 last week, but I only tried this a couple times before moving on to something else because I know we have another whole week to try it, and we just get these Fragments of Infinity here. And I don't think I'm super close to being able to make another one anyway. I'm just making those in the meantime. If I come to the point where I'm missing 80 or 85, I'll go ahead and try it again, and of course I'm going to try it a lot before the week actually resets to try and get them, but it's not a super high priority. Oh, I keep forgetting to check May's shop every 6 hours. You should definitely check that to see if she has anything in here worth buying. I'm thinking about just going for the fragments eventually, even though I know it's not really worth it, because I need to spin the diamonds for the rice cakes. I mean, I don't need to, but I think that sort of makes it more worth it. I can farm chapter 6 now, so it means I can get 50 fragments with 100 rubies instead of 300, and my second 50 would only cost 200 instead of 300. So really it's not worth it, especially because you can't even loot boost these. It's just that her special shop ends in 1 day and 8 hours now, so there's not too much time left to find the good things. The only thing I've really seen that's really worth it, I think, is the 7-day EXP booster for 1,000. I bought one of those. Probably going to use that as soon as mine is up here in a day. Arena also recently reset, and again, I'm not doing it too often, or as often as I should be doing it. Right now I'm in Diamond 2, but I did get up to Challenger rank 28 last week. But I guess there are a lot of tickets that go to waste. As you see, I have Max here, and I'm not planning on doing it until probably later tonight. In the inn, our Arch is coming along quite well, I think. Oh, I haven't even done that today. Yeah, he's already at 1,028 out of 1,200. So, yeah. You know, I don't really have any plans for him, though. That's the thing. I know, did he already get the nerf? Is he, who knows about that? And yeah, I guess that's actually pretty much it for the little progress thing. Got up to floor 37, cannot beat this guy. I haven't been able to beat him for like an entire solid week. It's weird, usually you get stuck on like 35 or 40 or 45 or 50 or one of the 5 stages. But getting stuck on 37 is a little bit weird, because I guess this is King's Raid after all. Fire Dragon level 69, tried it once. Made a mistake, didn't try it again, thought it wasn't really worth the effort at that point because I know there's going to be a huge difficulty spike at level 70, so I was like, if I'm dying here, even if I did make a mistake, I'm probably not going to be able to do level 70 anyway. Black Dragon, of course, is a little bit harder. Only got up to 64 there. Haven't really messed with Ice or Poison, as I don't really find their sets very useful. Maybe Ice or Poison for one of the tanks might be, but I'm just not too concerned with it at the moment, because I know they are kind of annoying. But yeah, I guess that'll be it. Back to farming 610 for me, hoping to get some more rice cakes. Yeah, still 450. Unfortunately, we didn't just get any out of thin air. So for the people that are still here, you can leave a comment down below telling me what you think about the, well, the first thing, the guide, first of all, if you want, or the progress update. Leaving a like would also be greatly appreciated if you did happen to enjoy. Also subscribing with the bell notification. Man, my outro is getting like super powered, leveled up. I say all the things YouTubers should say now. Put the bell thing, you'll get annoyed saying Moga has uploaded another video. Thanks guys. Thanks guys as always for watching, and until next time. And as always, a huge thanks to the supporters over on Patreon.